We're very lucky to kick off the show today by someone who's on the front line of all of these important issues. He's the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. It was actually his committee that interviewed John Brennan and got that extraordinary testimony. He is the one and the only Congressman Jim Jordan. Mr. Chairman, good to have you back on.
Good to be with you guys. Thanks for all you do.
We love what you do, sir. Let me just start with the new revelations that John Ratcliffe gave us. You had Brennan in front of your committee. He said the FBI wanted it, not me, and I didn't overrule any CIA officials. Are you going to ask the Justice Department to investigate him for perjury?
Well, we're looking at this, John, because you framed it right. He told us when we interviewed him last Congress, it was in 23, he said he didn't learn about the dossier until December, and he got it from the FBI. Now, that doesn't seem to completely square with what Mr. Ratcliffe has uncovered over at CIA, talking with people who worked on putting the ICA, the Intelligence Community Assessment, together. And then if you go back, and you remember this as well, back in 2017, when Chairman Gowdy interviewed Mr. Brennan, and what he said to Mr. Gowdy, he specifically, Trey asked, did the CIA rely on the dossier? And Mr. Brennan said no. And he said it was not in any way used as a basis for the Intelligence Community Assessment. Well, again, Director Ratcliffe is saying that is not true. So it looks like specifically when he was asked by Chairman Gowdy, he said something that was not accurate. And it looks like he may have said something that wasn't accurate to Mr. Gates and I when we deposed him in 2023.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, even if there was some type of legal recourse, I think that the American people would prefer to have these questions proffered to Brennan again in the public eye and not in some investigation room. Would you bring Brennan before the committee again and ask him the same questions?
Well, everything's on the table, and if you remember, when we deposed Mr. Brennan a little over a year ago, we did so in the context largely of the 51 former Intel officials, the 51 who misled the entire country in the run-up to the 2020 election about saying the Russian information, that the laptop had all the hallmarks or earmarks of a Russian information operation. Right. So we were deposed, but we did get into, as I referenced, we did get into the whole 2016, 2017 effort of the whole Russia collusion issue as well. So everything's on the table. We want to take a look at this, and we'll see what else Mr. Ratcliffe may do, or what, if anything, the Department of Justice may do, what Attorney General Bondi may do with this information as well.
Yeah, really important. So I want to turn to another piece of work that you've been doing, such important enlightenment to the American people, and that is the censorship machinery that was put into place. You've exposed all the censors, all the social media censorship. Now you're finding how that censorship machine went a step further and tried to basically financially deplatform people that didn't agree with liberals, advertising blockades. Tell us what you're learning and how severe the impact might have been on organizations like Real America's Voice, Just the News, or others who were trying to tell the truth years ago.
Well, the good news is GARM is out of business, but GARM was doing what you just described, John. GARM was basically telling people, oh, we think it's a reputational risk if you advertise on certain websites, certain platforms. We think that's a problem, and as a result, you would get companies who just wouldn't. Yeah. Who just wouldn't advertise in conservative outlets like yours or others, and so we're going to continue to focus on that effort and make sure we can stop that.
That's so important.
Mr. Chairman, some news that came out recently about the DOJ regarding Jeffrey Epstein, and it seems like the American people are not buying it. This actually seems like one of those issues that the left and right are united on, in that if there's an Epstein list, they want it. What is going on behind the scenes, you think?
Well, again, I have the utmost confidence in the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General and Director Patel and Assistant Director Bongino. I think these are good folks, and I've seen a difference night and day when we deal with them in our committee, Judiciary Committee, dealing with the Justice Department. So I have the utmost confidence in them. If this is what the facts and the evidence show, then that's what it is. I know there were a lot of people who thought that there was something there, but we will take the Attorney General and the Director at their words. I know they're doing good work in so many areas. I always point out, I think it was the second day he was on the job, we sent 7 subpoenas to Director Patel. But like it was night and day. The compliance we got with those documents and information we requested was just so different than it was with Chris Wray and, of course, Attorney General Garland.
Yeah. Sarah, I know you keep an eye close on the judiciary, particularly the lower courts, where there's been a lot of unconstitutional rulings that keep getting overturned by the Supreme Court. Some judges don't seem to have taken their cue from the Supreme Court's recent rulings. Tell us where you are in just monitoring the situation, whether we might see some sort of action from Congress to rein this in.
Well, we got three courses of action we can do. We can pass legislation, which we've already done,
right,
in the Judiciary Committee in the House, which is Darrell Iss's bill, which said, that these 677 federal district judges, when it comes to issuing injunctions, the injunction shouldn't apply nationwide. It should just apply to the parties in that case in that respective jurisdiction. We think that's common sense. And frankly, the Supreme Court said as much 2 weeks ago. So we got legislation. We've had oversight hearings. We had former Speaker Gingrich in, and he talked about it and gave a good historical perspective on this whole issue. And then I think we got to look at the appropriations process. The Judicial Conference just asked for a big raise in their budget. I think we need to take a look at that and decide, okay, we want to make sure the security of court officials is taken care of, because we remember what happened to Judge Kavanaugh, and the threats on his life, the assassination attempt that he had to get through. So we understand that, but there may be ways we can use the power of the purse, which is again what the founders thought that was the biggest power that the legislative branch had relative to the others. So I think we're looking at that process as it unfolds here over the next 3 months as well.
Wow.
Sir, quickly before we let you go, should Chief Justice John Roberts weigh in on it? Is there something that he can do?
Well, it's interesting because not just Chief Justice John Roberts, but Associate Justice Kagan has said that this injunction issue, she felt it should only apply to parties in the case in that jurisdiction and shouldn't have nationwide implications. So even liberal justices have said so. I think it'd be kind of nice maybe if the Chief Justice said as much. But again, we got that good decision, which said basically it's limited to the parties in the case, which I thought was a great decision from the court. It was a 6-3 decision 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it tracks exactly where you were working on the Judiciary Committee, so a good unanimity there. Sir, it's always a great honor. I know how busy you are. Thank you for joining us on a busy Monday.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Great to have you on. What a great interview, as always. Always learn so much from Amanda.